Hello, good evening, everyone. Thank you all so much for joining into our Heart Scope this evening. Hey, Shirley, how you doing? Thank you so much for coming on. Oh gosh, can you see me? Okay, this is so much better. Okay, hello, how are you doing? Hey, Melody, thank you so much for coming on. Hey, dear. Cheryl, I'm giving you a shout out. Hey, Exquisite, how you doing? Welcome. Listen, ladies, this is Adelaide Brown with Be Blessed Daily, and I inspire and empower women to break through the glass ceilings in their lives and truly soar into their greatness. And I thank you guys for taking this time to come on with me this evening. I am actually on thank you so much for inviting your followers. Thank you so much, and hello to you on the West Coast. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for coming in. Listen, if you like what I'm saying, I just want to let you know, make sure to share with your followers. Make sure to heart me up. I thank you guys for coming on this evening, because I know, you chilling in the A. You can find me in the Hey, listen, I'm going to have to come and turn up with you one day in Atlanta. That's why I'm building this empire right now, so that I can be in every city whenever I need to be there. But I'm not going to keep you guys on long tonight. I have committed to Hey, I know that's right. Listen, I love the Lord, guys, and I also love to have a good time. I love to turn up, so I know I like to talk about God, and that does not change anything. But let me tell you something. We have to enjoy life. The Bible said that Jesus died so that we may have life, and life more abundantly, okay? And people don't have time to be sitting around, which is why I did not get on Periscope earlier today, because my son is 4 years old today, my beautiful Christopher Brown, and we were celebrating his party, and I wanted to scope with you guys, but the internet wasn't strong out there. I was on a park, so I wasn't able to get on and scope with you. But I just really wanted to thank you. I'm going to let him know, Melody. And I thank you so much again for being on. But I just wanted to get on really quickly and just remind you to don't give up. Thank you so much, Shirley. Thank you so much, guys, for coming in. I just want to remind you not to give up. I really want you to focus on where you are in life and be brutally honest with yourself about what it is that you want and what's holding you back from that. Because, and I'm just going to make this about me really quick. You know, I just put together this program that I'm launching on May the 30th, and I'm really excited about this. And I'm really excited because I really took a step back and I put my heart into it, because I'm like, look, I am so sick and tired of dealing with women and men who on the surface, they just got it all together, right? You know, they making the money, they got the degrees, they got the house, the car, they got all of that. But they are dying inside. You know what I mean? Like, they don't have healthy relationships. Their health is starting to act up with them. You know, they don't feel confident with themselves and what they're doing. Hi, Miss Thelma. They don't feel confident. I'm good, thank you. I'm just sitting here talking to my friends all over the world. That's my neighbor. Yes, ma'am. That's my neighbor. You know, if you want to be a friend, you have a friend, you got to show yourself friendly. So we got to look out for our neighbors. All right. That's one thing the Bible does tell us. But back to what I was saying. It's a lot of people that they seem like they got themselves together. And they do on the surface, and they do by the world standards. But I'm more concerned about your motives behind your success. Like, why are you really achieving these goals? Like, yeah, you may be very successful. You may be able to pay all of your bills. You can travel all over the world. You can do those things. But what's the quality of your heart? Are you, drowning in unforgiveness? You know, do you have some insecure places, some secret things that you've done that are really wreaking havoc in your life because you're afraid to share those secrets with others? Come on now. I see some hearts. I know somebody's feeling me now. Let me tell you why. Let me give you an example. When God called me to go out and speak and start sharing with people and encouraging them and empowering them, I've been doing that my whole life. But I was doing it more from the fumes. I wasn't really doing it from the pure source. I was doing it more from a byproduct because I didn't really believe in myself. And let me tell you why. Well, I know I can encourage you, but I thought because I know that I've had abortions, I know that it took me 13 years to get a 2-year degree, to get my associate's degree. I know that I had to move out at 17. I got pregnant. My baby daddy had another chick pregnant. I'm going through all of this stuff my junior year in high school. I didn't go through all of that stuff for no reason. And I sure didn't go through all of that hell for me to sit on that story and be ashamed to share that with others. No, I'm not. And see, these are the things, yes, man, look, I'm being real. A lot of people don't want to be real. A lot of people hide behind the letters behind their names, Melody. Let's keep it real now. I know I got some real ladies on here right now. Let's keep it real. We hide behind these pretty faces. People will say things to you like, you're so strong and you're so this. That's right. So, yes. People will say, you're so strong and you're so, I wish I could be like you. No, you don't. Because you saying you wish you could be like me, but you don't know what caused this. You don't know the pain and the hell that I went through. Do you know how it feels for your father to tell you that he wished your mother had an abortion when you're 8 months pregnant yourself? Do you know how that feels? Especially when your father wasn't in your life from the start and that was the one thing you wanted, right? That was the one thing you wanted. That was a part of the reason why you're pregnant at 17 years old. You're trying to find this love. Do you know how that feels? I do. Okay. And I also know how it feels to go through life. Oh, girl, listen, I'm trying to tell you, it was hell. All right. I also know how it feels to go through life with a chip on your shoulder. Because when my dad told me that, I'll never let anybody get that close to me again. I'll never let somebody hurt me like that. And what I realized was that defense mechanism was the one thing that was keeping me back to truly living my life in God's will and soaring in my greatness and getting anchored in my purpose. I'm trying to tell you guys, see, some of my clients, I have people, they're the go-to people, right? These are the people that their friends and family come through with all of their problems and all of their issues because they see them and they see all of this strength and they see all of this power and this wisdom and experience that they have. But where does she go? Where does she go when she doesn't have any place else to go? And see, that was me. All right. Thank you, guys. You're right. If y'all are feeling this, heart me up and do me this favor. If there is anyone that you think would benefit from listening to this, please share this with your followers, because I believe that some of us, let me tell you something, women have a higher incidence of heart disease than anyone else. Why do you think that is? I'm a heart coach now. I want you to think about that. Why do you think women have a higher instance of, why do you think that they have that? The Savior needs saving time. Yes, the Savior needs saving all the time. But see, the problem with us being the Saviors, because I'm in that boat now. I'm talking about us. Some people get offended. But what I have to tell them, baby, don't take this personal. If you're taking it personal, that lets me know that you need help in this area. Because I can be real with you and let you know how messed up I was. And what God has brought me from and what He has brought me through. When my daddy told me that, and I'm going to get back to the heart disease, but I just want to just build on that a little bit. When my father told me that, like I said, I was pregnant, 8 months pregnant. My boyfriend, who I was pregnant for, had another chick pregnant who was 8 months pregnant. She was, at the time that we got pregnant, she was living 2 doors down from me. And I had no idea that they were even dealing with each other. I was already out living on my own, working with my best friend. We were paying our bills and taking care of ourselves. So I was grown. So let me tell you what happens. What do they say? When in Rome, do as Romans do. So I was grown and I was doing what grown people do. I had a lot of drama going on. I was perpetuating the things that I had seen in my life, not only in my household, but from the surroundings that I found myself in. My relationships mirrored my relationship mirrored the relationships of many of those around me. And because of that, I stayed in that dysfunction, because every place I looked, from the left and the right, guess what? It was dysfunction. So it seemed like it was a norm. So now we're going to fast forward some, because we don't have enough time for this tonight. About a year and a half ago, I was in a place with my marriage, and I'm like, Lord, you got to do something, because I don't want to lose my husband and I don't want to divorce. But let me tell you something. I don't have time for this. I've been taking care of myself since I was 13 years old. I don't deal with this with my mom and my daddy, and I'm not dealing with this with him. See, that was that defense mechanism, right? That was what I had to do so that I wouldn't really break down with things like, my daddy saying, you should have never been here. You so rude. If I had raised you, you would have been better than that. Excuse my French. Negro, if you had raised me, nobody stopped you from being here. Nobody stopped you. My mom was not that chick. Just because you got caught up in your mess, just because you were cheating on your wife. See, I'm the other child. I don't know about you guys. You might have been in a situation where your parents, you might be upset with your dad right now because you found out that you got a brother or sister outside of the family. Let me tell you something. Hold back on that judgment. I want you to observe, because you're looking at the product of that. You are looking at the product of that. And my father treated me like that. No, you didn't know. And let me tell y'all something. This is my first cousin. See, anybody that gets on a horoscope, you best believe you're going to get the truth. Because my first cousin is on here. Her father and my mother are sister and brother. And she didn't notice about me. Let me tell you why. Why would she know? That's definitely not something my mama want to sit and talk about at Christmas dinner. That's not something that comes up around, the Easter dinner that we have at my grandmama's house. Nobody wants to talk about, oh, she had this baby for a married man. But I had to wear that stigma. Okay, that's my daddy. Yes, that is why your daddy was like that with me. Because your father knew I was considered a bastard to many people. And many people in my family considered me that way. Okay, that's why I love my grandmother so much. And Melody, that's another reason why Grandma and I had the relationship that we had. Because everybody else had a daddy but me. And it was real. But this ain't a pity party, guys. This is why this program that I'm launching on March the 30th is such a big deal. Because I need to help women get through these things. Now, you might not have had this issue with your daddy. This issue with you could be, you might have an issue like that with your mother. Oh, I got 20 years worth of issues with my mama that I can help you work through. Okay? You might have had this issue with other people in your family. You may have gone through some things in your life. Something might have happened to you in college. You could have been, improperly, it could have been a gang rape. It could have been, you could have had a secret abortion that nobody knew about. But that thing is eating away at you on the inside. Somebody called you ugly and that thing rocked you to the core. Why? Because you believed it. This is a heart scope, y'all. If y'all feeling what I'm saying, come on. I like the hearts. This is heart talk. That's what I do. I do heart talks. I don't have time. I'm going to send this to my homegirl and I'm signing up. I know that's right. And I thank you. You want to get signed up in this program because let me tell you something. 12 weeks with me, it's going to change your life. You know why? I'm not trying to be your best friend. But what I want to do, I want to see you live your best life. I want to see you soar in your greatness. Now, you might not like me. You might be like, who this chick thinks she is? But let me tell you something. I'll never ask you to eat off a plate that I didn't already serve myself. I'm not going to do that. So I'm not going to work with you and have you do things and work through things that I'm not willing to do that I have not already done. Let me tell y'all something. I have been putting in some work. Okay? And I'm not saying this to brag about myself. I'm saying I've been putting in work on my knees praying to God. I've been putting in work journaling. I've been putting in work going to people and asking for forgiveness when I know that they stabbed me in the back. You know what I'm saying? Yes, Melody, I'm going to toot my horn a little bit. Let me tell you why. Because we don't do that enough. We get so caught up in where we're trying to go that we don't take some time to take some time to reflect on how far we have come. Okay? I deal with a lot of people in their lives and they're like, I can't get my finances together. If I can just get my finances together, my whole life will come together. And I'm looking at her like, that's what you believe? Okay, well, you and I both know that that's not the truth. Because right now you can hit the Powerball and you still going to have a dysfunctional relationship with your man. And you still not going to like your daddy. And you still going to hate the people that you work with. And if that doesn't change, you can expect to be even more broke than you were before you hit the Powerball. If y'all feeling me, heart that up. I know that's right, upscale soulmate. What's your name? Let me see if I can. Gwendolyn. Hey, Gwendolyn, thank you so much. It's Millionaires Messed Up. Look at the car. Yes, and let me tell y'all something. Am I a millionaire? I am. It hasn't manifested yet. But as sure as y'all are looking at this scope, when y'all look back in a few months and you're going to be like, I used to watch her scopes. Look at her. I remember her from there. You're going to remember this. I'm telling you, you're going to remember this. Let me tell you why. Because I already told God, I'm sold out for you. I don't care. I know that I've had abortions. I know that. Let me tell you something. One time, I'm going to go ahead and put this out here. One time I had someone in my life was like my best friend and I loved her dearly. And like clockwork, she stabbed me in the back every single year. Consistently. All right? Consistently. I'm not saying this for you to feel sorry for me. Because what I realized is I felt sorry for myself, so I kept drawing and attracting sorry people into my life. Wait, Gwen, that's not the punchline. So one time she stabbed me in the back. I decided I was going to get her back, but I was going for the jugular. So I decided to mess with her boyfriend. I'm not proud of that. And I'll be very honest with you, that is not a story that I share often. But my heart was telling me I needed to share that story. I went after this dude. He was shocked because that's not me. That really is not. I was not being my authentic self. But what I did realize is when I made that decision to go after him, that was the mess and the gunk and the defense mechanisms. And that's how that thing was manifested in my life, with me doing some very ratchet, jacked up stuff. Do you understand what I'm saying? And I see the hearts coming in. So I know y'all are feeling me now. I know y'all are feeling me. Okay? So let's keep it real. So I proceeded to pursue him. And he looking like, huh? Like he was shocked. And I mean, hey, let's be real. I'm a pretty girl. So he didn't turn me down. At first he did, but he didn't turn me down. And I'm not telling y'all nothing I haven't already told my husband. I've already talked to my husband about these things. You know why? Because, see, when I'm going all over the world helping people, it's going to be haters. Just like the trolls pop up in this Periscope. Yes, he's a man. Exactly. But it's going to be haters. And when I get up there, you ain't going to call out nothing about what I did that I haven't already shared with my... Listen, this Heart Talk, ladies. And I love y'all. Anybody that Heart Talks with me, I'm going to keep it real with you. So I pursued him. And we had this little rendezvous going on for a couple months. And she found out about it. And she never really knew. Because I wanted her to know. But I wasn't trying to like flaunt it in her face. I wanted everybody to tell her about it. Really, I wanted her to feel like how she made me feel. And one day, an epiphany hit me. The Holy Spirit just quickened up, and I was not in any way. I would go to church sometimes, but most of the times I was partying, popping pills, hanging out, partying 6-7 nights a week. I'm serious, guys. So for God to rise up in my spirit and tell me, like, look, this is not you. And everything you doing to her is going to come back on you worse. This happened, this came to me about May or June. When I tell you, when July hit, the second quarter of that year hit, my life went into a tailspin. I'm telling you, everything that could have went wrong, went wrong. Right after I told myself, when that happened, I said, I'm not going to do this with him no more. Because this is not me. I allowed my anger, my frustration, my hurt from her to affect me so much to the point that it got me making crazy decisions. You know, I wasn't being rational. I wasn't respecting myself. And I think, excusing if you're still on, that's when I told you one of the topics I wanted to hear you talk about was projection. Because, see, I blamed my friend for what I did. But really, she didn't make me do anything. I chose to do that. That's how I chose to get back at her. Instead of being honest with her and telling her, look, what you did hurt me. And I can't do this with you no more. Okay? I can't do this with you no more. And see, it was a process. You should have dropped her the first time. Exactly, but I felt so low about myself, I wasn't in a position to do that. And see, and there have been people that I have dropped, and I dropped them prematurely because God didn't want me to drop them. God wanted me to learn a lesson through them. And even after I dropped them, he brought them back until I got the lesson. So I completely feel you, Melody. But that's what I'm talking about with this program that I'm launching, because we have to really get anchored in our greatness. And getting anchored in our greatness meaning that we're going to have to dig deep so that we can build really high. In order for this plane to take off, we have to make sure that we have the foundational things in place. We have to make sure we have the correct fuel. We have to make sure that all of the signals and everything check off. We don't need any warnings, any hazard signs, any things like that. And we get those in life very often. We really do. You know what I'm saying? But we deny them. We avoid them. We let our heads make the decisions, or sometimes we let our hearts make the decisions. And that's why we need to understand how to differentiate between the two. So back to what I was talking about the women Women die from a higher rate of heart disease. And I've done some research on this, and I'm going to be honest with you, it's usually because of the burdens and the stress that we carry. And we internalize it because we're the nurturers and we got to take care of everyone. And this is not, whether you have children or not, this pertains to you. You're a go-to person. You're the type of person that everybody needs. Everybody needs you for help. People can't get it together without you. Where do you go? Huh? What are you trying to achieve in life that you can't reach? Money might not be your problem, but can you keep a good man? Are you good to him? Do you notice that you're dating the same guys over and over and over again? They just have a different name and maybe a different face. When you go in the workplace, are you noticing that you're getting the same co-workers every place you go? I'm here to tell you, who's the common denominator? I can't keep no man. Okay, and I'm glad you said you signing up because we gonna work through that, Melody. I'll put it like this. If you want a man, as beautiful as you are, if you want a man, God got one for you. But it's some things that you got to work through so that you can be anchored in that thing, right? And that's what I want us to do. And that's what this 12-week program is all about. I have a 12-week one-on-one. And I have a 12-week group program because I want everyone to be able to get involved. I want everyone to be able to get anchored in their purpose and truly soar in their greatness. So I really encourage you. And as always, before we close out, and I know I was kind of all over the place a little bit just now, but I really want you ladies to know what you're dealing with. I'm not just somebody, every time I get on Periscope, everybody's a coach, everybody's a speaker, everybody's an author, and I get that. That's fine. This is a platform for people like us. If you're speaking and you're coaching, this is what you want to do because this is how you can interact with people. But you don't want to do this if you fake. You don't want to do this if you're not going to be authentic. This is not what you want to do. You know why? You may get the followers and people may sign up and people may buy your programs. But eventually, guess what they're going to notice? That you are a fraud and they're not going to invest in you. What you invest in Adelaide, you're going to be able to say, oh, wow, I did one of her first programs. Yes, exactly. When you invest in me, you're going to be like, oh, wow, I did her first program. And you're going to want to come back and do more and more and more. Because I can promise you, every round goes higher and higher. I pray every morning, every night. I meditate. I read my word. I'm asking God, how can I help people? How can I serve today? And usually he does that through using me in my own personal life and exposing me to myself so that I can help others get exposed to themselves. Because see, I want us, you already great. I need you to realize your greatness. I need you to own your greatness. I need you anchored in your greatness so that you can soar in your greatness. All right? I'm serious. And don't forget, guys, if you feeling this, don't forget to share this with your friends, your family members, your co-workers. They need to get on these heart scopes. I'm getting ready to do a live free webinar. I will have that information to come. I will give you the day and the link that you can sign up, and it's absolutely free. I'm going to do a webinar, and I'm just going to work on some of these things of soaring in your greatness, because look, we got to be anchored. We have to. This is our time. David said, I would have fainted unless I had seen the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. We're not waiting on heaven. I'm so sick of these church people. Oh, one day I'm going to get my mansion in heaven. Forget that. I want my mansion right now. Jesus ain't died for me to wait on no mansion in heaven. I want it right now. And I'm getting ready to access it because it's already mine. It's already in the mail. You know how you get that shipping confirmation? That's what I'm talking about. You know how you get that shipping confirmation in your email, letting you know that your item has already been mailed? That's what my mansion is. I just got the confirmation. It's in my heart. That's where my travels all over the world are. It's in my heart. It's already confirmed. It's already on the way. And I'm just standing in place to hold the place, and I'm making, see what happens is I'm not waiting, no. I'm clearing space. I'm getting this clutter out of my life so that when my opportunity is knocking, guess what? I got room to open the door. I don't have all that baggage from the past. I don't have all of that negative stuff. No, Karis, it's me. I'm sorry. I'm knocking and my child thinks somebody at the door. But it's Saturday night, and I know you're turning up. You can find me in the Hey, Melody. And I know my girl Shirley is doing it up in Mississippi. Y'all got to check her out now. That's the Faith Coach. You got to follow her. Follow her. Cheryl underscore Hubbard. You got to follow her. And MCT Web Design. If you need to get your website jumping, whatever it is that you need to do, you need to make sure you follow these ladies because they are absolutely awesome. Don't forget that. Now, I know that's right, Melody, but you got to turn up. You're going to have to turn up because you in Hey. Don't follow me up, y'all. I had fun celebrating my baby today. And I'm really glad. I was so excited about getting on Scope because I didn't get to Scope with y'all earlier. So I know that's right. So you probably recuperating from last night, right? Well, I'm going to go ahead and turn around. You know how we do. I'm going to read Anchor to you guys. Anchor. This is my new book, self-published. Adelaide Brown, Anchored, Be Blessed Daily, Volume 1. Volume 1 because, yes, there are more volumes to come. You have a daily devotional. I'm working on my novel, Trust the Process. You don't want to miss this. You don't want to miss this. Check out my website, BeBlessedDaily.com. These things are all being upgraded. I'm telling you why. Because I need to be able to access my people. I need you to understand that I'm here for you. I want you anchored in your greatness. Now, you can go get a business coach to get your website together. That's what you got people like MCT Web Design before. And you can get a strategist so that you can make sure that you have your philosophies together. And you can get the content specialist and you can do all of that. But let me tell you something. If your heart isn't right, let me turn this back around. If your heart is not right and you don't have the proper foundation to build that thing on, it's going to crumble and fall. I can promise you that. So as you work on all of those external things, don't forget your heart. Don't forget your heart now. Don't forget those things that you're holding back. This next 12 weeks, starting May 30th, I can promise you this. It's going to change your life. You're going to make room for that breakthrough. You're going to make room for that new man. You're going to make room for that healing and that restoration. You're making room for your business to thrive. You're making room for you to follow your dreams. Okay? You're making room for that restoration in your relationship with you and your children or you and your parents. You're making room for that. All right. So don't people like to say, I have this part of my life together, but not the other part. You compartmentalize, but God doesn't. It's your whole life. And if one area ain't right, every area ain't right. Okay, let's just keep it real now. I'm the heart coach. This is what I do. This is heart talk. I don't have time to be playing because we dying inside. We don't have time for this breast cancer and this MS and all of these other issues we're dealing with, all products and symptoms of the stress that we're holding on to, the unforgiveness, the hurt, the shame, the pain. We got to get through this. Come on now, May 30th. Let's get your life changed. So we're back to Anchored. Anything, day 135, anything you want can be yours if you have faith and work hard. Grudges are roadblocks used to hinder your blessings. How can you expect God to forgive and bless you when you won't forgive others? Release negative energy for positive gains. Be blessed. What y'all thinking about that? If y'all feeling day 135, go ahead and heart it up. Today is the 135th day of the year. May the 14th, my baby's birthday. And I'm going to read that to you again. Anything you want can be yours if you have faith and work hard. Grudges are roadblocks used to hinder your blessings. How can you expect God to forgive and bless you when you won't forgive others? Release negative energy for positive gains. Be blessed. Release that negative energy for positive gains. We need to get anchored in our greatness, guys. It's time for us to soar. You may have said you forgiven with your head, but did you really with your heart? Well, I can tell you if you did with your heart, because what's the nature of that relationship and your other relationships? Have you forgiven yourself? Have you let go of those burdens that have been holding you back? Are you worried about how you're going to pay that next bill? I know how that feels. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm starting my business. I know how that feels, but I also know how it feels to work with women and truly help them get their lives together. Hey, Yolanda, I know how it feels to work with clients who would once say things like, I can't do that. And then they finish the session like, wow, this is my existence. This is how I am. I used to think that was something I couldn't do. Now I can't see myself doing anything different. That's what I'm talking about. Let's get anchored in our greatness. I truly want you to soar. So May 30th, Get anchored in your greatness. If you want to find out more, click the link in my profile. Make sure that you share this with your friends, share this with your followers, send this to your friends. Like you said, Melody, let everyone know there are people that need to get in this program, and spaces are limited. I'm telling you now. Why? Because I want to give quality, not quantity. When I work with you, I want to be able to commit to seeing your life change. I'm going to commit to it. I want to see you commit to it too. So you let everyone know that they can get anchored in their greatness starting on May 30th. Registration will be closing prior to May 30th, so you want to get connected with me. So click the link in the in my profile to get to my Heart Talk group, and I can give you more information. You can also go to my website, BeBlessedDaily.com, and go to contact us and send me an email or some type of way that I can get in touch with you. I want you to get connected. I want you to stay connected. I want to see you soar in your greatness. Now is the time. Now is the time. No more room for excuses. Now is the time. We don't need to die from heart disease, guys. We don't need to have these cancers riddle our body. We don't have to have that. But when we hold on to the things in life that we don't need to hold on to, those things are a magnet for that sickness, for that depression, for that dysfunction to come into our lives. So let's soar in our greatness together. But first, let's get anchored in that greatness. Get connected with me. I'm your girl, Adelaide Brown. Don't forget that now. Adelaide. You're going to remember that now. Adelaide Brown. Get connected with me. Click the link in my bio. Join my Heart Talk group. Find me on Facebook at Adelaide Brown. You can also find me on Instagram, B_blessed_daily. However you need to find me, because I want you blessed daily. I want you soaring in your greatness. I want you anchored in your greatness. And starting May the 30th, you can really do that. My Facebook group name is Heart Talk with Adelaide and Be Blessed Daily. So if you type in Heart Talk, it's going to come up. That's why I do heart scopes. If you ever need to find this, if you want to tell anyone how to find me on Periscope, just tell them to put in hashtag HeartScope. Every time I do a scope, it's going to be hashtag HeartScope, because I want you to be able to find me. And that's a new thing that Periscope is offering. So if you put that hashtag in, you can find me. I know some people have said they had trouble finding my username or they had trouble finding me. So if you put in hashtag HeartScope or hashtag BeBlessedDaily, you can find me. Heart Talk with Adelaide and Be Blessed Daily is my Facebook group. But if you have trouble finding that, you can just swipe up and you can follow me, and you can click the link in my profile. And don't forget to swipe up and share this with your friends. Heart it up. Those of you listening to the replay, if you're feeling anything I'm saying, I want you to heart it up. I want us to soar in our greatness. I truly want us to be anchored, okay? I really do. And I hope that you want the same thing for your life. And I thank you so much for getting on this evening. I told you I wasn't going to keep you that long. I absolutely love getting on Periscope because it's just something about being able to interact with you guys. And it's absolutely awesome. And I hope that this has been a blessing for you as much as it has been a blessing for me. And don't forget to be on the lookout for my webinar that's coming up here soon, a free webinar to give you a taste of what you're going to get through this 12 weeks of getting anchored in your greatness, and also what you will get every time that you log on to do anything with Adelaide Brown. Because see, it's time for us to break through these glass ceilings, and it's time for us to soar. So I love you guys. I want you to have a wonderful evening. I'm going to go in here and get my baby out of the tub. And yes, I did have somebody else watching him. I didn't just leave him unattended. And finish off his birthday night. So God bless you all. Thank you so much, dear. And I love you, and I'm proud of you too. And you all have a wonderful, and don't forget to share with your friends, because they need to get in this program. May the 30th. You don't want to miss this. May the 30th. My mother's birthday. I'm launching it on her birthday because I'm celebrating her. I'm celebrating our restoration. I'm celebrating what's to come. And now is the time. No more playing small. And the same thing with you. And I'm talking about in your heart. No more playing small. It's time for us to soar. So I love you guys, and y'all have a great evening, and I will be back on tomorrow. We're going to do day 136. You don't want to miss it. God bless you all. Be blessed.